Eric Muathe with Muathe.com. Let's take a look at 3 stocks here. I'm going to begin with a biotech stock in the US, and we'll take a look at one other US stock and a nifty stock. Let's take here at this breakout here that began with this clearance of the $14 level, and in about 3 months or so it's gone from 14 with a breakout here to the current highs of about 28. That's a double. Now what happened during that breakout is we see that the stock met the minimum requirements for the ultimate Muathe breakout. And for more on the breakout strategy, you can click on the link in the description of this video. But we can see that during the breakout, the RSI was moving to 3-year highs. We can see that both MACDs were also moving to 3-year highs. And this is coinciding with the period when the price was breaking out in January of this year. In fact, if you take a look at a longer picture, now we are looking at all data monthly. We can see that during the breakout here, the stock was actually moving its RSI and MACDs to all-time highs. So what is better than a 3-year high? All-time highs, baby. And we can see here clear evidence that when you observe that a stock you own is breaking out, moving its RSI to all-time highs, and even here we can see moving its RSI for the first time ever, holding it above 61.8. That tends to be a big deal. And we can see that the MACDs were also moving and recording a move to all-time highs here, and the main MACD was already trading at all-time highs. So definitely meets the minimum requirements, which might explain why the stock has had a nice run over the last couple of weeks and the last couple of months. Let's go to the next idea, and it is for Msci. And I just want to highlight this breakout here that began the most recent successful move. It's taken a couple of years, but this was a breakout area. Once it breaks out here, let's call it in the middle of 2013, you can see that it goes on this slow but accelerated run to the upside. So clearly this was, on hindsight, the best place to have bought the stock during that breakout. Keep in mind it had been sideways for the most part throughout this couple of years here. So 2010, 2011, 2012 and 2013, stock was sideways for a long time. In fact, you have to go back, so about 3 years of sideways doing nothing. Finally it breaks out. But what was unique about the breakout is what happened here. It met the minimum requirements again for the ultimate Muathe breakout. Take a look at this. It moves its monthly RSI to new highs. Also moves the RSI above 69.1, 61.8, excuse me. We've already established that's a big deal. You can see here that it also corresponds with the MACDs moving to all-time highs at the time. So we're talking about this period here. So we capture that period right there. We can see that RSI moves to all-time highs, MACDs move to all-time highs, which might explain why the stock, after being sideways throughout this period here, it breaks out, clears that resistance band, and has never looked back. Right? And then we see this nice upward trend. Now let's take a look at Reliance Industries. And what we see here, this Indian stock over the last 2 months has had a nice run. No surprise, as the price broke out above the previous monthly closing high. It also happens to correspond very nicely with our technical minimum requirements for the ultimate Muathe breakout. You can see here, coinciding with the RSI moving to 3-year highs. We can see that the MACD also moving to 3-year highs as far as the MACDs are concerned. Keep in mind, we only need one of the MACDs to confirm this requirement, but here we see both of the MACDs moving to 3-year highs, RSI at 3-year highs, which might explain this current price explosion. In fact, if you take a look at a longer picture, one will observe that there was a period here when the stock had a fantastic run during this period here from 300 all the way to the highs close to 1500. Huge run. That was in 06 to 07. Now you'll notice it was an IPO based on the data I have here, so this RSI was pretty much something like that. Now, even for this limited data at the time, we can see that it corresponded well with the RSI breaking out to new highs. As you can see, RSI kept breaking out to all-time highs, also corresponded with the MACDs breaking out to all-time highs. So we see that it met the minimum requirement during the phase when it had this explosive run. So the minimum requirements for a quality breakout are the same irrespective of what market, what sector, what instrument you're trading. And again, the description will have more explanation, more examples into this, and I call it the ultimate Muathe breakout. Eric Muathe with Muathe.com. As always, good luck, peace, and blessings. I am out. Mwah. Woo! Yeah. Chicka chicka chicka. Fresh. Mwah.